welcome to Knit One.
Part 2, episode 131.
I'm Sheila D37, also known as Sheila. I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
She's not sure who she is today.
No, I'm not.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wenny. And if this is your first time watching us, thanks for tuning in. And if you're a repeat viewer, thank you so much for coming back. We really appreciate it. Especially in light of what I'm going to talk about during my shout-outs here. As you probably know, if you watch a lot of podcasts, you probably know that in the last year, our media host, Blip TV, that's the people that have all of our shows posted on their servers so that you can stream them. Blip TV has been, I guess, changing their focus of what kind of shows they want to produce. And in order to do that, they have asked a lot of knitting podcasts from our community to leave their show. A bunch of people were asked to leave in April or May of this year, was it? Or June? It was in the spring.
Yeah.
A number of podcasts were asked to leave. I know His and Hers podcast and Twisted Strands. What was that yelling? Or was that a sneeze?
I have no idea.
Somebody just yelled from outside. Twisted Strands with JD. Those are two that I know were asked to they were discontinued hosting back in the spring. Apparently another round of letters went out this week. And just the ones that I know about, in case you watch any of these, let me just explain. What Blip does is they send you a notification telling you that the privileges to upload and to do things on your Blip account have been suspended. So once you get the notice, except for with one exception that I know of, you can no longer post anything to Blip or do anything except download your content and move it somewhere else. And they give you 30 days to do that. And I have heard from at least one person that they are working with her to help her change. They create an RSS feed that lets you upload to iTunes, and they are working with her. If she gets a new RSS feed, they told her they will substitute it so that all of her shows will be rerouted, which would be, I think, that would be easier, I think. So, it's not like they're the evil empire, but they are changing, I'm not happy about it. They're changing their focus, apparently. They say that they're only keeping shows that have high quality original content, but I'm just going to be honest with you. Based on I looked at a lot of the shows that got cut this week, and I don't really see how their quality is any worse than ours.
Right.
And we received a letter saying, just so you know, that we were not going to be cut this time. They didn't really say that we're not going to be cut eventually, but they said if we didn't get an email, we don't have to worry about our show being removed. So at this time, it looks like we're still on Blip. But I just wanted to give you a list of the people that I know for sure that have been asked to leave. Apple Blossom and You, Lemknit Crochet, A Spinner's World, Lindsay's podcast. She's Swedish, so I don't know how many people that watch this podcast overlap with her viewership. Knitty Natter, Traveling Sock Knitter, Snappy Stitches and Manic Pearl, Holding the Sticks, Sticks and Stones, Knit Nerd, Heartland Knits, Sassy Pants Knitter, Three Stitches, We Are Yarn, and Positively Knitting. These are just the ones that I know about. There may be more that I don't know about that have got cut. I know some people received the letters yesterday, and some people received them today. I know that I believe that Fat Squirrel Knits and Karen from Round the Twist also got a letter like ours saying that if we didn't get an email, we didn't have to worry about being hosted. So I know that there are a few podcasters that got the nice letter. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you this because, A lot of those people won't be able to post a podcast to tell you that they're no longer being hosted.
Oh, right. That's
so
right.
if you watch any of them and you're wondering why a show isn't coming up on iTunes, you might want to check their Ravelry group or their blog to see what their plans are for the future. I know at least one of them, Lemnit Crochet, has decided that she's not going to continue. So there may be others who, for whatever reason, it can be expensive to host a podcast. Blip is free. That's one of the reasons why you can't really complain, because they're giving you the service for free. At least they were to us. I know some people were kicked off who had paid pro accounts, so that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, we never did a paid pro.
We never had although we have a pro account now, according to Blip.
Oh, all right.
Maybe everybody has a pro account once I don't even really know. I don't know how that happened. I just noticed a couple of weeks ago it said pro.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, I wanted to bring this up because there is a woman, Hippie Penguin, of the Hippie Penguin podcast, whose husband, known as D. Wonderly, DWONDERLY, he is starting a platform that would be like Ravelry, only it would deal solely with podcast watchers and podcast makers. And if he can raise enough money, he will be able to give free hosting to podcasters for at least a year. And he hopes to use ad revenues and other funding to keep it going. Mm-hmm. And it would basically be, you would be able to go there and find all the podcast stuff, all the people who joined it anyway, in one location. Yeah. It would kind of be like going to Ravelry for knitting. You would go to this place to find out who's doing a podcast and how to get, in their group or contact them. So, it's called Podfiber Watch Fiber, and he's doing a fundraiser on Indiegogo. And if you're interested in supporting something like that, you need to go there before October 20th and support it. There, you can give as little as $1. I mean, if we could get 1,000 people to give $1, right there, that's $1,000. The other option that I'm going to tell you is, if you're a fan of one of these podcasts that has been removed, go to their website and see if you can donate or do something to help support them individually. You may not want to support a platform for all podcasters, but you may be able to support the people who are going to have a financial burden of moving their podcast to a paid host. So either way, I just thought I would mention it. So my heart goes out to everybody who got asked to leave the platform. And I don't in any way feel like we're safe. Right. We're safe for right now is how I feel. I don't feel like we're safe forever.
No, no one is.
So, I'm still actively thinking and preparing for the day that we might have to move our platform as well. But I just think it's sad. And whatever you can do to support the people who have left, either by helping them financially to start their podcast on a new platform or donating to the Podfiber Watch Fiber idea. Either way, if you're into it, that's what you can do. I'm going to put links for everything on my show notes, including a link to all of the Ravelry groups of these people, so you can go in there and find out what's going on. Also, I just want to remind everyone, we still have a knit along and crochet along going on. There's the sweater one, and there's the hats for donation, hats for charity. So the details for that are on the blog and in our Ravelry group, where you can post a picture. We will draw prizes for those at the end of the month of October.
Yeah, and we have a prize at the end of this podcast.
We're going to draw a prize at the end of this podcast at the very end. And we're also going to announce 2 new, really fun contests that we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks with a pretty cool prize. So stick in till the end. That doesn't even make sense. Stay tuned in until the end if you want information about that, or if you're waiting to find out who won the Hitch PDF drawing, because that'll be at the very end. All right, so on the dance card.
All righty. I am still working on Urbana by Stephen West, and I just got a few more stitches.
Oh, it took a long time, too.
I know, well, you kept talking, so I kept knitting.
Oh, dude.
This is what it looks like. This, I think it calls for worsted weight. Yeah, heavy worsted weight. So I'm doing mine in the Casco Eco, which is considered bulky weight.
I think so.
It's considered bulky weight, so hopefully it will be big. I'm just trying to talk a little bit because I have like 10 stitches. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2
You're
together.
just sad.
I am
very sad.
I know. So, but I am not done with it. I tried very hard to finish it, and now it's stuck on my keys. I even worked.
This is a high quality show,
high
as
quality.
you can tell. We are so high quality.
This is where it is. I am on the reduction set part of it. I now have to knit to a certain amount, and then I can bind off, or I should say decrease to a certain amount. This is all I have left to decrease. Well, a portion of it. And then here you can see was the change in the pattern.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So I'm almost there. I should be done with it by next week. I looked in my scrap yarn of wool to see what I had to do the crochet edge.
Mm-hmm.
Crochet eats up a lot of yarn, so you want more than just scrap.
Yes.
But I have a ball about this big of maroon that I think should be enough.
Cool.
So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try it a couple of times. If it doesn't work, then it's going to go without. Because I'm not a crocheter. I don't.
If you just do a single crochet edge, it won't be that bad.
I hope so. It's just not my strong point. So that's all I have on the needles.
And I need you to
and
keep talking.
Urbana, yeah, see? Ha! Urbana can be found in West Knit's Book 1, which this is the cover of Urbana. So, on a side note, I was talking to one of my coworkers who knits.
Yes.
She's never heard of Rhinebeck. She's never heard of Ravelry.
Yeah.
So I was talking to her about it, and I was talking about how she goes, so is there a lot of knitted stuff there? I said, oh, yeah. I said, people talk about what sweater they're going to knit for Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and take pictures of some of the stuff for her and bring it back so she can see. So she's knitting something right now, but she wouldn't tell me, my coworker, because apparently I think it's going to be a Christmas gift for people.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah. So that was fun. I was talking about Stephen West. We saw Stephen West last year.
Yes, we did. We did not know it was Stephen West at the time, but he was wearing tiny knit hot pants.
I told her about that. She's like, oh, really? I said, yes. I wish I could find it
And I think
for you.
body glitter. Was he wearing body glitter too?
I don't know. It was something different, that's for sure. I don't know. Are you done yet?
I am almost done. I'm trying to see something.
Not much else to say.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to show this like I thought I was. So
What were you looking for?
I was looking to see if I had pictures of the design that we're announcing the contest for, and I don't see any.
Oh.
So I'll have to work out those details later. We got a couple of days. Anyway, on the dance card for me, I'm still knitting Hiro. It's a little bit bigger. I finished the waist decreases. But I need to decrease at least twice more because I'm making a smaller size on the top. So I keep going. Oh, that's it. Show it.
This is Stephen West last year at Rhinebeck.
The man in the shorts, in case you were wondering.
They're knitted,
shorts.
by the way. And I think when we saw him, didn't he have socks on and a
I
scarf
don't know.
or something?
I can't remember, but you could not take your eyes away from it, let me just tell you. So I'm knitting Hiro by Julia Farwell Clay. It is eventually going to be a colorwork sweater. And I am knitting it out of Webb's own yarn, Valley Yarns in Berkshire, which is an alpaca wool blend. This is how it looks. I'm knitting one size for the hips and a smaller size for the bust because I am pear-shaped. So I've finished all of the decreases to the waist for the size of the hips. And then I'm just going to do 2 additional decrease rounds before I start increasing for the bust. Because as it turns out, the waist on the larger size is my bust size. So if I want my waist to have any kind of definition, I need to keep decreasing or it'll just be like a triangle up to my armpits.
There you go.
So that's happening. And, this is a very well-written pattern. I love the design, but I am bored by knitting all of this stockinette in just a solid purple color. I'm just bored with it. To the point where, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I actually had a dream that Spunky Eclectic was selling a cone of yarn that she had put together so that if you put it into a 2B knitting machine, it would make a Hiro for you. She had somehow figured this out. And not only did I buy the cone of yarn, but I bought a knitting machine from her so that I could knit it on the knitting machine. And I think I had that dream because I'm just tired of the stockinette.
Maybe.
And I don't think normally I would be tired of just knitting stockinette, except that I just finished that sweater in my hand spun in the round that was all pretty much stockinette. That was fun because the color kept changing, so I just have been knitting way too much stockinette lately. So anyway, here it is. I don't have a deadline for it. I already have 2 sweaters done for Rhinebeck. I don't need another one.
Well, that's good.
This is just because I really like the sweater and I want to have it. So that's number 1. Number 2 on the needles, my Zoom Loom blanket. As you know, I was telling you that I had crocheted edges on all of the squares. And I found some of the squares that I have not crocheted the edges on yet. Some of them, I did some when I was on vacation. There are a few that I haven't done yet. So I'm just going to show you. They came out nice. This is Numma Numma it's called olive oil or something I can't remember now. I love this. My mom made socks for me out of that. This one you probably saw last week. And I love this one. This is from somebody's Etsy store that was selling little blanket singles, and I bought a bag and she gave me some singles with it, or I bought the singles. I can't really, or they came together. I can't really remember, but I kind of like the colors and I like the way that it came out. It's interesting. Yeah, so a few more of those done. I keep saying this, but I really need to lay out all the ones that I have done to figure out if I need more or if I should just start crocheting it together, because I have a lot in here, at least 70 squares. So I'm enjoying that a lot. The third thing on the needles this week is my Semele, which is in Leading Men Fiber Arts, Ghost Light Lace in the Envy colorway. And that got a little more love. Most of the time this week I was knitting on my other projects, but I love it. It's very relaxing. And the yarn is just lovely. It's really going to be soft. I can't wait. It's nice. It's a silk merino blend, and it's lovely. I noticed that he did a shop update yesterday. So if
did he? I saw that he did one the day before.
Yeah. If you're interested, check it out. He still has some stuff left. And that, of course, is in my Red Rabbit bag, which is one of my current fave knitting my bag. And the last thing that's on the needles are the Knotty gloves. Knotty, not naughty, like naughty gloves sounds bad. Knotty, like they have knots in them.
Knotty gloves.
Oh, and here's that Numma Numma yarn that I made that square out of. I was using it for scrap yarn. I'm doing the Knotty Gloves by Julia Mueller in Dream in Color Smooshy, in Dusky Aurora colorway. You can see I've just started the cabling that's on the back of the hand. And they're a lot of fun to knit. This is what the yarn looks like, all balled up. Dusky Aurora. This is the same colorway that I did my Gawain sweater in for Rhinebeck 2 years ago, that really cabled sweater.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't do it justice on the screen, though, because it's not that purple.
Our high quality studio doesn't show the colors on here.
No.
Yeah, this is from Deep Stash. I think I purchased this yarn in 2006 or 2007. And I was going to make it out of Midnight Derby.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I said. But then I remembered I used Midnight Derby on another project, but I had this, which is also navy. So this it matches really well with my Rhinebeck sweater, and I'm hoping to finish these by Rhinebeck.
Oh, good.
And those are in my Halloween bag, which is not reversible. So there's that. And that's all I have actively on the needles. Rate your date. Well, I have a project half done, also known as a PhD, because I finished one of my Knotty gloves last week. This is the first time I have ever knit a glove.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I wish there was a way that you could like put something on them to make them driving gloves.
Oh, I know, so they don't slide around. Let me tell you what I did. First of all, I didn't read the instructions carefully, so I made the cabling lower than it should have been up a little higher. I didn't start doing the stockinette until it was much later than I was supposed to, and I'm fine with that. I kind of like how it's down in the wrist so that it keeps the wrist snug. And the other thing is I read that it was easier to do the fingers starting with the pinky instead of starting with the thumb. So I did that, but then I forgot to do the next part, which was to knit this higher. So the gaps down here are a little high. Do you see what I mean? Like it doesn't quite go down. I mean, they fit fine. I'm not going to rip it out. But on the next one, I'm going to knit the pinky and then I'm going to pick the stitches back up for the hand and knit them up higher before I start the other 3 fingers. That was the whole point of doing the fingers backwards. It's just that, like I said, I didn't do it that way. I got so involved. This part up to the thumb went so fast. Like I knit that so fast, but the fingers on gloves are really fiddly. But I think they came out nice.
Well, they're not so fiddly with the magic loop, but they are fiddly.
Yeah, it's just you gotta, you have to take all of the stitches
Put them on
waist yarn except for the finger that you're working on. So then you do the finger. Then you gotta pick up some of the stitches off of the waist yarn and then pick up some of the stitches from the side of the finger that you just knit and then knit another finger. It's just fiddly.
Yeah,
it's
and then
not difficult.
No matter how good you are, you still have holes between the fingers
that you have to
seam a little bit.
Seam a little, yeah. It's, but these will be nice for Rhinebeck. And I like the cable. It's not easy to see in this dark yarn. But I wanted it to be a dark yarn because I know they're going to get dirty.
Right.
I toyed with doing orange, and orange would have gotten dirty on the hands.
It depends on what kind of orange. Like a dark orange like this, maybe not.
Yeah. Oh, they fit you too. But you see what I mean about the fingers? Yeah. The other one will fit better. But I am not ripping them out.
Yeah.
I had to knit a little extra gusset. Can you see? I had to knit a gusset into that thumb because it was so high. Unbelievable. So the next one, live and learn. I learned something on this project half done. Hopefully next week you will see that both of them are done and I will be wearing them at Rhinebeck. So that's it for Rate My Date. Whirlwind Romance. I know Sheila doesn't have anything.
No.
This is my Whirlwind Romance. As you know from the last episode, and if you've watched long enough, you might know that last year my spinning guild did a spinning demonstration at Topsfield Fair in Topsfield, Massachusetts. And what we do, it's called a spinning bee. In the first hour, we have an hour to spin however much we want of some fiber, some undyed fiber. And we can prepare it any way that we want in terms of we can spin it any way we want, we can ply it or not ply it, whatever. You finish the yarn and you're judged according to your skill level. And there is beginning, intermediate, and advanced. Last year I took first place for the beginners out of 3. This year I took first place in intermediate
out of
3. There aren't a lot of people that come for it.
Not for Topsfield
So this
Fair
is my
anyways.
prize-winning yarn. Whoa. So this is knit. This is spun out of Finn. And what I did is I spun a single long draw. That's why it's fuzzy. And then I 3-plied it because 3-plied yarn hides a lot of defects. And it's all twisty because it has not been
thwacked.
Or prepared in any way.
Do they take away from that at all?
I mean, they know that you don't have time to thwack it. I mean, I did it with my hands, but they know you don't have time to wash it. And I mean, I guess I probably could have brought water and washed it and thwacked it, but who does that? So, yes, it was judged on consistency, and my yarn was very consistent because when you 3-ply, any thin spots kind of get hidden by the other 2 plies.
Right.
So that's my winning strategy. And this is my ribbon that I got. Yay! And this year, I knew that I was going to be in a competition. Last year, I didn't understand that it was a competition, so I didn't bring the right equipment. This year, I had a Knotty. I had my Lazy Kate. I had my bobbins all set up. I was done like 10 minutes early. I could have made more yarn.
Oh.
Because I was on it. The downside is when you win a category in your level, you have to move up to the next level. So next year, I have to compete in advanced.
And how many people are in advanced?
3.
Oh.
Diane took first in advance,
good.
so I'll have to be fighting against my friend
Good
Diane.
luck on that one.
It's going to be a throwdown.
It will be.
It's going to be a throwdown. So that was it. The second thing they do at this spinning bee is they do a spindle spinning contest where you have 10 minutes to spin from the same fin as long as you can. And then the judge holds the end of the yarn that you spun and you wind it out and see who's got the most length out of it. And if your yarn breaks, that's where you have to stop. Last year, I took 4th out of 4 because my yarn broke. This year, I took 5th out of 5 because my yarn broke. And you know what? It wasn't breaking, and Diane was taunting me that I was unrolling it too slowly. So I sped up and I broke my yarn. So what did I learn from this? I'm unrolling it slowly. She totally sabotaged me. I think I would have won.
Did Diane do it?
Diane won.
Oh, that's what.
I think she purposely sabotaged me. I do. So I have this. I get cash prizes for both of these. I did last year. I can't remember how much I got, but I made a little money off of it.
Okay.
So I have yay, 2 ribbons.
Oh, good.
Jim wants me to frame these. And I'm like, you do understand that it's not like, I mean, I'm very excited that I won ribbons, but it's not like the competition was massive. And the contest really, for anyone who lives in the area, it's open to anybody. You can show up on the day and be in the competition. You don't have to be in my guild. And it's just for fun. Like, we're trash talking everybody. And, you know, one of the people was singing in my ear while I was doing my spindle spinning. She was trying to throw me off. She was singing the song, "There is a season, turn, turn, turn." Yeah, and we just have fun with it. It's a lot of fun, and you can win cash prizes. They had a kids competition this year, and they had 2 or 3 little kids doing it, and also the judge's husband and his friend participated in in spindle spinning against each other, which was kind of fun. So they were trash talking. It was fun. So anyway, that's it for Whirlwind Romance. Future dates.
I've come to realize that I really do need to knit slippers. So I think I'm going to go to slippers, and I'm going to knit a pair of socks for Max out of worsted weight.
Oh, good idea. That'll go quickly.
Yeah, and I have the socks in mind. I just don't remember the name. It's been recently added to my favorites and stuff, so
I'll look.
It's a worsted weight sock. I can probably pull it up real quick. Let's see. But he's been talking about how his feet have been cold, and I thought about it, and he tends to like socks or slippers, or he tends to steal my socks, I should say. And I'm not going to let him steal my slippers this time because Rye's the name of the sock. By Tina. By Tin Can Knits. Rye.
Oh, I love Tin Can Knits.
So these are the socks. They're done. It calls for worsted weight, but she knit these socks right here in DK weight. But I'll knit in worsted. Cool. But that's the next, after my felted slippers, what I'm going to cast on. Actually, those may be cast on first, depending, because if I'm traveling to Rhinebeck, I may be doing socks instead of
That'll
slippers.
be more of a better travel project. I cannot even talk in English.
More portable.
Today. It'll be a better travel project.
Yeah.
Project. What the heck?
And that was released in 2013, and it's free. And actually, Tin Can Knits has a little booklet for newer knitters.
I love Tin Can Knit stuff.
Excuse me. A simple collection of tutorials.
Cool.
Yeah. So those are my 2 future dates.
My only future date is to finish some of my current dates. I got enough.
She's dating too many.
I am dating way too many people. I am a project whore. I need to hone this down to a few. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on the stuff that I have. Baubles and bling.
No.
I have 1 Baubles and bling. I got my September 2013 Fiber Club offering from Hello Yarn. And I kind of love it. I think it's
very
really
fall-y.
It's a very fall. It's called Dormant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like some pinky orange and yellow and brown.
What kind of fiber?
It's on Portuguese Merino. I love it. I love her colors.
Yeah, they're very pretty.
They're very pretty. I'm very happy with this club. In fact, we re-upped for another 3 months. I'm in it with a friend.
Is this the last one?
This is the second offering.
Is it every month or every other?
It's every month, and it goes for 3 months at a time.
Okay.
And so I'm in with a friend, and we put in for 3 months together for a double dose. We each take half of it. And then the second, it came up for the renewal for the next 3 months, and we both agreed we wanted to keep going.
Very good.
So I really like it. I think it's very pretty. I've been happy with the 2 bumps that I've gotten so far, and it's hard to get Hello Yarn. I think the only way you can get it is if you're in the club. I don't know if she does shop updates anymore. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I think you can probably get it from people's D-stashes. But she has a nice color sensibility.
Oh, good.
So I'm really happy with it. And it was like once in a lifetime chance to get in the club. This is what the label looks like. Hello Yarn. So that's all I have for Baubles and Bling. Gossip and Innuendo. Whoa.
No, Crushes and Heartbreaks.
Oh, did I skip? Oh, I didn't put it on there.
Yeah,
do you know why?
Gossip and Innuendo is always last.
Do you know why I didn't put it on there? Because I took the categories off of the blog this morning, and I don't ever write about Crushes and Heartbreaks. That should have come before Baubles and Bling. So Crushes and Heartbreaks, you go first.
Crushes and Heartbreaks. Not much going on. Working a lot of hours. But that's because I have next weekend off for Rhinebeck.
Yay!
I did talk about Diabolical Yarn at work today, but it was more so the perfumes.
Yeah.
So is she still selling them?
I don't know. I know she sells soaps, but she does have. They can check it out. She might be doing.
Yeah. So I don't want to say anything, but I have the brown sugar and fig.
Yeah, I know. That's my absolute favorite.
So I was because we were talking about perfumes and how strong ones can really do some damage, make you have a headache and sick. And in our facility, we really aren't allowed to wear perfumes because of the patient's sensitivity to it. But I was just showing them off that.
Because it smells clean. It doesn't smell... You wouldn't smell that.
Well, they said
perfume.
that a lot of patients don't react to natural scents as much as the fabricated florals.
Right, and I think she uses like essential oils and stuff. I think everything that she uses in her stuff is pretty much natural. To smell. I love that brown sugar and fig. I have the soap too. She makes the soap in that scent too.
I'll have to get the soap.
It's good.
But yeah, other than that, I have not much going on. Just working really. I feel bad that not much else is going on. My kids, I think, are feeling neglected.
We'll have to bring them back some maple sugar cotton candies
absolutely.
from the festival.
I know they're easy. They can be bought.
They can be bought by Maple Sugar Goods. I can be bought by Maple Sugar Goods. I can be bought
with Maple Sugar Goods. But yeah, so I'm all set with that with my weekend, and I already know when I'm going to work next week, just to prepare for it.
Good.
Now I just got to catch up on laundry.
Oh, yeah. Did you get a new laundry? Did
No.
you get a new dryer?
No. No, we're saving money for it.
All right.
Sorry.
So anyway, so the backstory on my crush is that when I got sick after I had my son, I worked for a year against medical recommendation. And I was forced to see at the end of it that my stressful job was actually impeding how quickly I healed from my heart problem. So I left my job, and literally 2 days after I left my job, I dyed my hair. I got pink highlights in my hair because I had always wanted to dye my hair like a bright color for fun. But when you're an attorney, it's just not really appropriate to have pink or purple or green hair as much as you may want to. I think you garner more respect if you are more professional. So I never did, but I did literally 2 days after I left my job. And a couple of years ago, I wanted to do it again, but my hairdresser had moved to a shop where they didn't carry the wild colors.
Oh.
So I have been thinking about it again for the last couple of months, and when I went in today, she said, let's change up and do something fun with our color. She always wants to do reds on me, and the red that she likes is like this color, and I don't like it. So I said, well, don't you have any colors besides red? I said, what about pink or blue? So I got a pink peekaboo highlight in my hair.
Let me see it this way. That looks cool.
I like it because it's not like in your face. You can see a little bit of it. If I tuck my hair behind my ears, you can barely see it. I also have a little bit right over here too. Just a little tip on my, I don't even know. Yeah. Just a subtle one. But if I want to be really wild, and I have to think about where my part is, and I part my hair here. I can't do it, but I can't do it while looking at the screen. Then you can really see how much pink there is in my hair. But I like it subtle. And, when I push my hair back, I just have like a little stripe of it. And it just makes me happy. I feel like, I don't have a professional job anymore. I can pretty much do whatever I want. If I wanted to get a giant pin in my nose or tattoo my forehead, like, I could do that. I'm not going to do that, but I could. And one of the things I like about getting the pink highlighted hair is, first of all, my kids think it's totally cool.
You're a cool mom.
I'm a cool mom. Second of all, I've been dyeing my hair, my entire head, since I was 23 because I have a lot of genetically, I got gray hair very early, and I have a lot of it, and it's like in a weird stripe on the side of my head that is not attractive if you try to grow it out. So at this age where most of the side of my head is white, I get my hair dyed every 4 weeks. So I'm going to be in there to get my hair dyed anyway. If I get tired of the pink, they'll just cover it. Or they take it out and they cover it with my natural color of dark brown. So it's fun. It's my Rhinebeck. And it kind of fits in because of the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Pinktober. That's not why I did it.
I was going to say, please don't. You know my feelings about that.
Yeah, I know. That's not why I did it, but it just kind of fits in with the theme. I noticed it because at the end of the appointment, they had these sample sets from Redken that if you bought them, more than half of the proceeds go to breast cancer research. So I bought one, and I was like, oh, I fit right in with Pinktober because my hair is now pink. And a cute story about pink hair. The first time I got it done, I think my daughter was 4, and she's 10 now. Yeah, that would be right, about 6 years ago. And it was 6 or 7 years ago. She was in daycare with a little girl who saw my pink hair. I had a lot more. I had really crazy wild ones. I went crazy the first time I did it. And she came up to me and she said, "Can I smell your hair?" And I said, "Why?" And she goes, "Does it smell like strawberries?" Because she thought it was like strawberry shortcake hair. And I was like, "No, it just smells like hair.
It smells like chemicals.
It doesn't smell like strawberries. I don't use strawberry shampoo," but she thought for sure it would smell like strawberries. Cute. I know, I thought that was so cute. So that's my crush. My heartbreak is that the medical issues in my immediate family continue without abating. Holter monitor is done.
Oh, good.
I have a neurology appointment to review this CAT scan, the MRI results next Tuesday. I have a cardiology appointment to review the Holter monitor results right after it, because when I called cardiology today to find out why I didn't have an appointment, and they were like, they said he could do it next week, and I said, could he do it on Tuesday, because I'm already going to be at Children's for one thing.
Do you know who you're going to?
I am going to Dr. Porris, Porris, which my autocorrect on my phone changed to porridge, Dr. Porridge.
Yeah, I don't know Dr. Porris, because we have an appointment on Wednesday.
I'll see you there.
No, I was in Lexington.
Oh, you lucky dog. I have to go to Boston.
No, I avoid Boston. Oh, you know Fenway's in the middle of construction, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was there.
I know.
I was there last week. So, yeah. Fortunately, my earliest appointment's at 2, so driving in, I'll be going in the middle of the day. Driving home's going to be
a bit.
I'm just basically not going to drive home. I think I'm just going to drive, like, to Cambridge and get dinner, and you know what I mean? That's just because we won't be able to get out of there until 4 at the earliest, and that's going to be...
So 2 is your neuro?
2 is the neuro, 3:15 is the heart.
Yeah, be prepared not to leave Children's until 5:36.
At least.
They have a good dinner sometimes if you want to eat down there.
I know. They have that. They have a nice cafeteria.
Yeah, they do.
So I might go to that. And
how did hubby make out?
Well, that's the second half. So this is all my son. The neurology and the heart thing is all my son, who, by the way, continues to be perfectly fine with no apparent symptoms. So I'm sure that what we're going to find out on Tuesday is that there's nothing wrong with him and nothing we need to do. Not that that's making it any easier to wait until we find out. So that's that. But my husband got sick the Thursday before we went to the Outer Banks. We left on a Saturday. He refused to do anything until Tuesday, when we found out he had, like, really severe pneumonia in his chest. Like, both lobes were full. And he had to have injectable antibiotics, oral antibiotics, prednisone, and a special cough medicine. Last week, he wasn't getting any better. So on Friday, he went to the outpatient emergency place in Wilmington, the walk-in, where they said that he still has one lobe with some congestion in it. They gave him a new antibiotic and some nose spray to help with his sinuses, because it's moved up into his head now. Like, his ears are all blocky and his sinus hurts. And they told him he really needed to see his doctor. Well, the reason why he was going to the walk-in is because his doctor could not see him until yesterday, or Tuesday of this week. Tuesday, he went to his doctor because he's still not better, and he needed to bring all these things to them, where he was put on a third kind of antibiotics and more prednisone, because clearly he's still getting inflammation in his lungs. And he is scheduled to have a CT scan tomorrow to find out what's going on with his lungs, to make sure that it's not like a pulmonary embolism or some kind of a blockage in there that's encouraging this mucus stuff to fester. So let's hope it's not that. But yeah, it is what it is. So I just feel like I can't even take it anymore. I'm finally in a year where I am not sick from September until Rhinebeck, and my son and my husband are. I know, it's like, really, I cannot win here. Hopefully, at the end of it, everything's going to be fine. So that's my heartbreak, and my other heartbreak is that my husband's car, otherwise known as the infinite bottomless money pit, needs more work. So those are my crushes and heartbreaks. And I already did Baubles and Bling because I forgot to write crushes and heartbreaks down. So, gossip and innuendo. We're going to Rhinebeck next week. That's right, we are. It's going to be fun. I know, I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to meet up with people that we know from all over.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I am too. I really am. I'm looking forward. There's some vendors that I'm friends with that I only get to see at Rhinebeck, so I'm looking forward to stopping in and chatting with them. And a bunch of our friends from around here are all going to meet up, and we'll hang out with them for a bit. There is a Ravelry meetup and a podcaster meetup on Saturday, and we'll be at the podcaster meetup. Probably won't go to the Ravelry
Usually
meetup.
about 1 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, that's when we get to see JD and a bunch of podcasters
see all the other
that we know.
If we don't see them in the middle.
If we don't run into them. So all of the events that we're going to be going to are on a list on our blog with links to where they are. Yeah, you can find it over there. So that's number 1. Number 2, I just want to announce that Stitched by Jessalou Bags is going to be vending this year at Rhinebeck in the Holiday Yarns booth. Her yarns were available, her bags were available in previous years in a different booth, but she's switched to Holiday Yarns this year. So if you're looking for a Stitched by Jessalou bag that weekend, get there early because they go fast. So I'm excited for her, and I'm excited to see what she has.
Let me just, we mentioned that things can be found on our blog. It would probably be nice that our blog is knitoneheart2too.blogspot.com.
Yes. Sorry.
Just in case you don't know that.
Just in case you didn't know that.
Like, a lot of people watch this on iTunes.
They do. I never thought of that. My bad.
So knitoneheart2too.blogspot.com.
I have taken over doing the show notes from Sheila for the last several months, and I do put them up every week. With maybe one exception. I try to do them I do them the same day.
I'm sorry to say, you're so lucky that I'm getting even knitting done at this point.
No,
without this blog, my knitting would be non-existent.
This blog is basically to make her knit.
Yeah.
So, at the very end, I'm going to film a sequence picking a winner for the Hitch PDF file that we did last week, the patterns that were collected and edited by Stephanie Talent. The reason I'm doing it at the end is because we're recording a day earlier than I planned. So
my fault.
I just want to give everybody an extra 24 hours to post in the blog. Not that you'll know this because by the time this comes up, it'll be closed. But that's why when you see that segment, I'm going to be wearing a different outfit, and I won't be just me, magically. But we do have 2 new contests coming up, and I'm super excited about them. As you may know, if you've watched the show for any length of time, I do technical editing. I have 4 or 5 regular clients, and one of my clients is a designer called Carolyn Noyes. Carolyn is originally from Maine, which is where my mother is originally from and where I spent every summer growing up. So, and it's close by. I still go there all the time. But Carolyn is from Maine. As she got older, she moved away from Maine. But I think in 2010, she moved back, and she decided to become a full-time designer. Is it on there? No.
No.
Nope. She was inspired to do her first self-published collection, which is inspired by Maine. She said Maine is the state that taught her early on that sweaters and hats were a wardrobe staple for 8 months out of the year. And one of the projects that I helped work on for her is the Train to Maine sweater and hat. And they're beautiful. It's a 2-color slip stitch pattern, all over pattern on the sweater, and it's a gorgeous sweater. And then the hat that matches with it. The great thing about these patterns is not only is the designer, they're inspired by Maine, the designer is from Maine. They're knit, the sample sweater that you're going to see is knit out of yarn that was hand dyed by Heather from Highland Handmaids, who is a Maine independent dyer. And the model in the photos and the photographer are both Mainers. So
Okay.
everybody who collaborated, except for me, and I am attached to Maine because half of my family is from there, but I don't actually live in Maine. So basically it was all,
Mainers.
homegrown in Maine. But Carolyn and I have been working on it. I did the tech editing for both of the designs, and she offered to do an amazing giveaway on the blog. And I'm really excited about this too because it's a lot of fun. The first thing is we're going to do one of our typical pattern giveaways. I'll start a thread after this is posted in our group where you can post what yarn you'd use to knit these beautiful designs. And they are going to be live on her blog for purchase, I think, on the 15th, October 15th. She is going to give the winner, drawn from that thread, a copy of the hat and sweater pattern and a $10 gift certificate to Webs so that you can either buy a skein or 2 skeins for the hat or get started on your fantasy yarn for the sweater. But the even more fun challenge is the second contest. You can win that way. You just have to post in there. You can enter both of these contests too. There's no problem with double dipping. Although if you win one of these, you're not going to be the winner in the second one. The second one is a lot more fun. Have you ever heard of the book Where's Waldo? Well, we're going to do a Where's Carolyn. If you can spot Carolyn wearing the Train from Maine sweater and or hat while you are at Rhinebeck next weekend, and get a picture with her or a picture of her and post it in our group, you will win the patterns and a $20 gift certificate to Webs.
So that one kind of really goes towards the people who are actually going to be at Rhinebeck.
That's why it's good to have both of them. People who are not going to be at Rhinebeck can
try.
And the people who are going to be at Rhinebeck and go through the extra effort of hunting her down and getting a photo, they can win the other one. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
It is a gorgeous sweater. I think everybody will like it as much as me. It's something that I think that I would like to knit one day. So, those are our 2 fun contests coming up. And now you're going to see future me talking about the winner from the other thread. Hi, it's future me, and I'm about to do the drawing for the Hitch pattern PDF file contest. So I just closed the thread. And there are 84 posts, so I'm going to put in 84 as the maximum number on my randomizer. And it gives me number 79. So let me just quickly check the thread. I have it right here. Number 79 is Knit Fantasy, username Knit Fantasy, who says she would knit the Francie scarf because she thinks it would be a versatile piece. And I agree with her. Knit Fantasy, also known as Valerie, I am going to be sending your username to Cooperative Press so that they can give you your prize of the Hitch PDF pattern collection. So congratulations and thanks for playing in the contest. So thanks for watching this week.
Thanks for watching. Have a good week.
Yep. Knit with heart. Bye.